Hello, everyone, and welcome to Customer Experience Chronicle Podcast. In short, it's going to be called CX Chronicle Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Sam RSA, and then thank you very much for tuning. I'm definitely sure that you weren't gonna regret for watching this episode. The first episode today is going to be the customer experience. Most people they're asking themselves, customer experience, what is actually a customer experience? I'm definitely sure everyone they can actually describe it based on how they understand it. But then for me, who has a 10 years experience in a retail space, how am I going to explain it? It's going to be reaching the customer's expectations, sympathizing and empathizing with the customer in a professional manner, and then making sure that whatever that the customer is looking or seeking for, it is available in your establishment. Every day, millions of people walk into our stores, supermarkets, pharmacies, restaurants, banks, and businesses. They come with one expectations. These expectations is to be welcomed. They expect to be respected. They expect to be listened, and they also expect to be helped or assisted by someone in a way that is professional, if I can put it that way. It's a customer experience based on my explanation, but then we're going to indulge into it into depth, into a detailed manner. That's what the podcast is going to cover. Actually, going forward, the podcast it will be having um, visitors, people who come and share their customer experience chronicles, obviously, and then what is it that they think might be the cause or what drove to that particular experience if it was not a good experience in that particular establishment.
Okay. Uh, well, I hear you, and I am also so excited to be part of this experience, new chapter, the new podcast. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate to have you actually to be part of it because of I'm having a high hope that it will be a success actually, and then it will land to our viewers as it is intended to actually. Thank you very much, Cooks.
No, no problem. I did just want to ask, as you're speaking about customer experience, but like, who is responsible for the customer experience, basically?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a broad question that most people they think it's actually the person who's in front of them, but then it's actually a pipeline that will start from the management. Actually, it will start from the founder um, to the management, to line managers, and then it will land to the employee, the person that you encounter when you enter that establishment. Could be your teller, could be the security guard of that particular establishment, could be the customer service at that particular establishment. It will depend. Could be over the phone, the person that you came across. It's for everyone because of the company employed those people to make sure that the business grows. Actually, everyone should be involved. Everyone they playing a part.
So
But then it's
basically, everybody.
everybody,
Sum it up. Everybody's
everybody,
responsible for the.
everybody. Because remember, this thing it's energy. It's
Yeah.
from the top.
Yeah.
The person who founded the establishment of the company will have the vision and the goals of the company.
Mm.
The first thing is to satisfy the person who comes to that particular establishment and make sure that they come back again so that the business grows. It's everyone. Everyone is involved. Everyone is involved. You cannot say because of you are holding a certain position that you are not involved. You are involved indirectly so to the customer. I hope I answer that with satisfactory actually, because of that's actually an important question, because of when a person that you encountering with gives you a bad experience as a consumer, it's likely you'll say, call your manager.
Yes. That's,
Call your
that's the
manager.
first,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. And the manager will come there and then try to bring down the situation if it's bad. However, the manager shouldn't be out of line with what you are preaching, what you are practicing as an employee. Unless you are totally out of line, you didn't align with the establishment policies and everything, then the manager will come there and then listen to the story and then make sure that the customer doesn't experience that particular experience again if it's out of the establishment policies. So everyone is involved, actually. Everyone is involved.
It makes sense because um, most of the time we go back to a certain store or a restaurant because of the service and because of the experience. It's not just about the product. That's the main reason that brings us there. But what's going to bring us back? What's going to make us go back to that store?
Definitely. It comes back to the customer service, because of I'm sure it's you as a human being, the moment you walk inside an establishment, the first thing that you expect is to be welcomed with a smile, with a friendliness, with a professionalism amongst everything else. Because of there's a thin line between friendliness, customer service, and professionalism.
Yes.
Because of someone can be too friendly towards you,
Mhm.
that will lead towards flirting.
It's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's not professionalism. As a customer, you feel insecure. It should be professional. You should be welcome, because working inside that particular establishment, before you even find what you're looking for, you should feel welcome when you work in that particular establishment. That's the beginning of the customer service,
Mm.
the reception.
Because we do remember how we were treated, how we felt with certain interactions. Yes, sometimes you just go into a store, you're in your own world, but there's other times where you're very present, you feel the energy, you take the whole experience, and you leave that store with a certain feeling, because of how you were treated.
100%, 100%. And then that will determine the growth of the business. That feeling that you're feeling, hence you walk out of that particular business or an establishment, or when you hang out at the phone of that particular establishment, when you say thank you, that will determine the growth of the business. That's customer service. It determines if am I going back if ever I need this particular service. Am I going back to that particular establishment, or should I look for a better solution in order to resolve what you'll be looking for as a consumer?
No,
So it is very important. It is very important,
no, 100%.
because of customer experience. It's something that we only expect it, or we only come into our mind when someone is rude, and then that's where we consider customer service. That okay, it's for someone that can smile towards you, but then they are not focused on you. They are not concentrating on you.
Yeah,
They are smiling because of they are thinking their personal things.
yeah.
That's why customer service, it involves one customer at a time. The person who's in front of you at that particular time, you empathize, you sympathize with that particular person. You don't go over. Be careful. I didn't say don't go extra mile. You don't come too comfortable with the customer. The customer must not feel that you are actually inviting yourself into their personal life. You should be there as a solution. What the customer wants, know your product, know what you offer, know what you are there, why you are there in that particular establishment. The resources that you have, you're using them up to what extent?
So I think from what I'm gathering,
Yes.
with what you just said, um, it's not the okay. I don't want to say it's not the customer who's important. It's I think the middleman is the important person, the person between the manager or the business owner and the customer, which is the front line employees. I think that's the people who are incredibly important, basically from what you are basically
Because of they will be in front of the establishment.
yes.
I agree with you. I agree fully. So the front line employees, which is us, I'm proud to say this because of, and I'm proud to be to start this particular podcast because of, I'm talking all of this from experience. I have like more than 10 years experience in a retail, and then I know where it starts and then where it breaks and then where can it be fixed because of the founder. Let's start here. The founder will have, it will depend what kind of establishment. Let's say it's going to be a retail pharmacy, for instance. The founder of that particular establishment will have a goal, will have a vision of that particular establishment. That vision, it will be shared amongst the executive, it will be shared amongst the management, it will be shared amongst the line managers. The line managers should be them who actually share the very same ideology towards the employees. So that when you enter as a customer, you don't feel like when you speak to this particular person, it's different when you speak to another person, whereas they are in a same establishment. It should be one talk. It should be one goal. It should everything should be one from the founder, him or herself. You as a last person, you should make sure that you preach what is a blueprint up there, so that the customer doesn't walk out being confused. Obviously, you are a human being. You have emotions, you have all of that. But then you should not forget the real thing why you are employed.
Okay, because basically they're the face of the business, the voice of the business, and they basically also make the difference as to whether a person is going to come back.
100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. Because why would you wanna go back where the custom the service it was horrible? Why would you wanna go back where uh, um, you're spending your money, but then the value is not equals to what you are spending there? Why would you wanna feel like you are doing someone a favor while you're spending your money? It shouldn't be that way. When you pay for that particular product or a service, you should be smiling. You should be saying, they are solving my problem. They are answering my questions. They are reaching my demands. Where I'm saying my want, my needs are actually covered in this particular establishment, then it gives you a real purpose as establishment. That's where the growth comes. But then as employees, we tend to forget all of that, that the growth of the business, it actually determines my future in this particular establishment and my personal growth because I get paid. I need to see myself growing as a human being. But then how will I grow if I'm doubting the person who is sponsoring my growth? I'm not serving them very well because you're not serving what you should be serving. You are employed by that particular establishment, then you should do what you are required to do. Play your part at least, so that that person will complete the circle. Because the customer is the person who's going to complete the circle of the establishment. Is the business growing? Are you getting retrenched? Are we cutting people? Are we adding more people? It's based on that particular customer.
No, I hear you. But I do want to just say, as the frontline employee, you're also human. You know,
100%.
you're also human.
100%.
So uh, here, here comes a difficult customer.
Mm-hmm.
We are now faced with a difficult customer. You also have your own emotions
Mm-hmm.
as an employee. They come with their emotions. What what would you say? Like, how do we expect a normal human being like us? Yes, they're at work, but now they are now faced with another difficult person.
So dealing with the customer, it's 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 challenging. It's very challenging dealing with the customer. However, what I can share with the next person who's experiencing a difficult customers, because of remember this podcast, it's here to line up or to line up those things and also to come with the solutions as far as we can. Look, if you come up with the difficult customers, from my experience, I'll have what you call principles that you should be focusing on. You can adapt those principles, or you can edit them, or you can spice up and then see how they actually work for you. So, the first principle, which is the most principle that I actually love, listen to the person in front of you or on the phone. Listen to your customer. Listen to your customer attentively in a way that you don't hear things that your customer didn't ask for. You don't answer things that your customer didn't ask for. Make sure your smile is professional in a way that it doesn't show a crocodile smile. You don't fake your smile. Show the passion so that you love being there. Take your personal stuff out of it. Give yourself towards that particular person. And then that's where you're going to see all the changes from your angry customer starting to actually mold or to melt or come to an ease. They'll start to engage with you without even attacking by just smiling and listening. What is it that they actually require from you as a provider or as a frontliner of that particular establishment? Two, show respect. From my experience, there's this thing of you show respect based on the language or the accent of English that it's spoken by that particular person, the attire that they are wearing, the color of the skin, their religion, how are they wearing, and then you think that should determine the respect that you should be pulling out towards that particular customer. The car keys, the bag that they're holding, and then you think that should determine the respect, how you engage into that particular customer. The respect should be neutral. The respect should be based on that particular person is in front of you, not because of the person is the president and then comes to to your establishment and then you choose how you respect that particular person. You respect everyone the same, which is 100% that is expected by the establishment itself. You'll see how your angry customer is going to respond to you now. You'll hear things like, "No, I know it's not your fault, but then that thing should have been there." Just know that you've won your customer. They see that you respect them, you listen to them, you actually care about them because of you won't be perfect. We are there to improve as well. Remember, a complaining customer is not a customer that hates you. It's a customer that is expecting you to improve so that they can come back again at a better experience. Number three, amongst all my five principles, communicate. Make sure you communicate clearly. Make sure the problem of the customer that triggered the customer to be angry. Make sure that you understand. You also acknowledging them that you actually understand that particular problem, what actually made you angry. You communicate in a way that is clear, it's professional, it's understandable. If it has to that you need to come back to the customer, make sure you engage with the customer with that communication. You ask the numbers, you ask the email. How would you prefer us to come back to you? If there's an item that is out of stock, how would you like us to acknowledge that the item it's actually back on stock? If maybe the customer was angry because of the item is forever out of stock or something like that, make sure that your communication is clear, it's simple as it can be, and then amongst everything else, it's professional. Number 4 of my principles: make sure you take ownership. Remember when I say deal with one customer at a time. The customer in front of you, they are talking to you, and then in their mind, they are talking to that particular establishment that they're in. But you'll be representing that particular establishment. So make sure you take ownership of that transaction that you do with them. That's why I remember when I said, make sure you know your product. Make sure you know why you are there. Make sure you know why they hired you in that particular establishment. Know your capabilities. Our skills are not the same, but then make sure you understand why you are there. Play your role, taking accountability or ownership of the service that you'll be rendering to that particular customer. You'll hear the next person comes back to that particular establishment. Hi, I'm looking for this person, because they know you start your service, you engage, you also make sure you end your service. When the customer walks out, you are sure that they will come back. You took ownership. If the customer is angry, is pissed, make sure you resolve that issue. You taking ownership of that particular transaction, and then you resolved it. That's another customer for the business that we kept. You get what I'm saying? Number 5, create a positive memory for that particular person that you are engaging with. My 5 principle, the starting and the end, it's actually a sequence. If you can take a look at it, it is a sequence. The moment you're giving a customer a positive experience, when they come back, when they look at that particular establishment, your face, your experience, it will come into their mind. They know when I go to that particular establishment or when I call that particular establishment, your last input that you did to that particular customer, it is in their mind. Your smile, your professionalism, your accountability, all of those, they'll add up. That would leave an experience to that particular customer. It's likely the customer will come back. It's very likely they'll send someone back to that particular establishment. That's a free marketing. The business grows. You are growing in that particular business, but then we don't tend to look at it in that particular manner as employees, because of we think a difficult customers is just here to attack me. But then if you can adopt this particular principle that I've just mentioned, that I've used for myself, they actually worked. That's why I'm this person. When people they say, I hate working in a retail, sometimes I like to know why you hate your job. Because of that particular mentality, it can affect your entire experience at work, and that can jump to the customer's experience. If you hate your job because of you don't see a reason why you are there, resign, Manabahai. Resign. You don't belong to that particular job. If you're saying a customer is here to attack me, you still have that mentality. You are not there mentally. In a retail, when you're serving customer, you should be there mentally, spiritually, and physically.
I think I just want to stop you there because I think that's a topic on its own.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
I think that that would be a real good, proposition to actually analyze the the employee as well. Just a whole session where we're analyzing the mental state, what should be expected, are they getting support, like all that, because I think all that sums up how you also show up at work. So I just wanted to pause you there because I could tell you're getting deep into it, and I think it would be nice to start from the beginning and get the whole um well, I mean, you've been there, get your
Hundred
experience
percent.
and other
Hundred
people's
percent.
experience of
100%. And then look, I fully agree with you. You can have a toxic manager. It's another topic on its own.
yeah,
But then, before we can wrap it up, I'd like just to touch a bit on it because of on our next episode, I'd like us to touch depth on that and then also touch on the customer as well is not always right. They still need to be corrected
mm,
when they've reached the line of abusing their privileges as customers as well. Look, management. Remember when we started, who's responsible for the customer
yeah,
experience? Everyone plays a role. Everyone plays a role. However, we are human beings.
mm,
The sequence it might get broken in between. Find out you have a toxic manager doesn't support you whenever you're experiencing um, some bad experience at work that will lead to jumping to a customer because of customer they can read your energy and you're in front of the customer you're not okay, your manager just shouted at you at the back and then your customer right there is in front of you. Those kind of things they do affect a lot. However, that's why me and you are here to address those things as a whole. Obviously, everything won't covered into one episode.
mm,
That's why this podcast is here. Going forward, we're going to cover all of those as well. But then at the moment, I think let's stop it here because of it covers where does it start
yes,
as a
yes,
customer service. Customer service it starts with you. That's where uh, we should stop at it because of when you serve, you should serve with a purpose. As I mentioned, you treat people with respect, and then going forward again, we'll be having like visitors who will be sharing their experiences as consumers. We'll be having employees from different retail stores, different establishments. They'll share their experience as well so that we make sure we advocate customer service so that the business grows, our consumers, they become happy. And then we grow as customer service podcast as well. We touch where we can because without customers, the business won't grow. Customers, they like where they served as kings and then they get answers. Serve with purpose that people will respect you when they come back as an establishment.
no, thank you. I'm very honored to be part of the first episode, and as you said, this is just the beginning.
100%, 100%.
But we're looking forward. We'll be on our couches, waiting to watch you
Hundred
on
percent, 100%,
our
100%.
television. We look forward to it, and all the best.
100%. And then I wish this podcast will reach again the founders of those establishments. They can come and join me as well, and then also share their thoughts. They can also share their thoughts in our comments. But then the most important thing, let's grow the podcast. Let's like and subscribe and share so that we grow, we reach as many people as we can. We do relieve those people who feel when they're going to work like they feel frustrated and everything. Let's reach those people. We can give them uh, 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 um, a free minded approach with this experience. The whole purpose of this is to make sure that we instill a positive mind, a positive mindset, so that our businesses grow and we grow as individuals. But this podcast, it's real customers, real people, real experiences, and then it's going to be a growth of the real businesses. Thank you very much. I'm Endisam RSI. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode.